turn north on Euston Street and southwest on Elm Street. The commission decided that the shots came from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, while the limousine was here. Directly in front and above the limousine is the triple overpass, a railroad bridge. To the right, on top of a grassy knoll, is a wooden fence, landscaped with bushes and trees. Behind the fence, a parking lot. Further back, the railroad yard, with a 14-foot tower maintained by the railroad company.
The commission asked 3 master rifle experts to duplicate Oswald's feat of November 22nd. They failed. Was Oswald more skilled than the commission's experts?
This is an interview with Sergeant Nelson Delgado, who served in the Marine Corps with Lee Harvey Oswald. Sergeant Delgado appeared as a witness before the Warren Commission. Sergeant, prior to your Warren Commission testimony, were you interviewed by agents of the FBI?
Yes, they came to my home in South Jersey to interview me. First 2 visits, they came just to get my story, what I knew about Oswald, how close we were, and things like that. After that, then they started, the questions were tending to break my story down.
Sergeant, where are you now stationed?
Down in one of the missile sites in South Jersey. Have been there since prior to the assassination of Kennedy. I've been here now for 3 years, and this month, the 20th to be exact, I'm leaving for Vietnam.
When did you first meet Oswald?
Just prior to the Christmas of 1958, Lee Oswald reported into our unit. Oswald and I got along very good together. We were, like I said, working the same jobs. Involving aircrafts and radar, we controlled them from the ground and ran intercepts. We were about 40 enlisted men that really participated in this job. All of us knew Lee, and he knew all of us. We got along fine. We had discussions.
Was Oswald interested in guns?
They say he was a gun enthusiast, but I recall many instances where we stood inspections and he was constantly being gigged for having a dirty weapon and then taking improper care of his weapon. He was always reminded of when he had to clean the weapon. Never took it upon himself to do so.
Do you have personal knowledge of Oswald's ability with a rifle?
At the range, he couldn't prove by me that he was a good shot. As any person who's ever served in the armed forces could tell you, there's a part in the qualification that calls for rapid firing. This is done with 10 shots, 8 in a clip and 2 that you load by hand. They give you maybe 30 or 45 seconds to be exact to fire these 10 rounds. Well, when you fire these, then you stand away from your firing position till everyone has finished firing. Then the targets are brought down and scored. The targets are run back up, and they're disked for the number that you have hit, 5s, 4s, 3s, or misses. Well, in Oswald's particular case, it was quite funny to look at, because he would get a couple of discs. Maybe out of the possible 10, he'll get 2 or 3 Maggie's drawers. Now, these are a red flag that's on a long pole, and this is run from left to right on the target itself. And you don't see this on a firing line too often, not the Marine firing line. And you can't help but notice it when you're seeing discs, round cylinder things coming up and down, and farther on down the line you see a flag waving. Well, that was going to catch your eye anyway. And we thought it was funny that Oswald was getting these Maggie's drawers so rapidly, one after the other. And this is why I can't think that he would be a good shot, because a good shot doesn't pull this. He'll pull a 3, but he won't pull a Maggie's drawer. It's a complete miss.
How did the FBI react to your statement that Oswald was a poor shot?
They tried to disprove this. They did not like the idea when I came up with the statement that Oswald, as far as I knew, Oswald was a very poor shot.
Do you feel that the agents of the FBI actually tried to get you to change your statement that Oswald was a poor shot?
Yes, sir, I definitely do.
Nine wounds, 4 to President Kennedy, 5 to Governor Connolly, presented the Commission with another puzzle. Did 2 bullets do all of the damage? A frame-by-frame study of film taken at the time proved that 2 of the shots occurred within 1.8 seconds, an impossibility. The Commission agreed that the rifle could not be operated that quickly. Commission Counsel Rankin stated, "To say they were hit by separate bullets is synonymous with saying that they were 2 assassins." But 2 assassins did not fit, so a new assumption was made. 1 bullet struck both the President and the Governor, a 1-bullet, 2-victim theory. Necessity dictated that the theory become a conclusion. However, Governor Connolly, in a press conference,
"Unquestionably, when the first shot was fired, I recognized it as a shot. I thought of nothing else but that it was a rifle shot. I turned to my right. I had time to think. I had time to react. And I turned to my right to look back over my right shoulder to see if I could see anything unusual, and particularly to see if I could catch him out of the corner of my eye. Because I immediately thought,
Him, you mean
the President.
the President.
Because I immediately thought of an assassination attempt the moment I heard the shot. I didn't see anything except just the general blur of waving, of people moving. Nothing really unusual. I did not see the President out of the corner of my eye, and I was in the process of turning back to look over my left shoulder. And had about come to the point where I was looking straight forward again when I felt the impact of the bullet that hit me,
which entered the right posterior chest, close to the shoulder blade, and coursed downward along the chest wall, taking out and fragmenting a portion of the 5th rib on the right. The bullet then emerged from the chest, evidently struck his right wrist, fracturing the lower portion of the right radius, and then entered the left thigh where it was spent.
I am convinced beyond any question of a doubt that the first shot that was fired did not hit me. Then I was hit. And I was not then, and I have no memory, no recollection of the sound of the shot that hit me. And beyond any question of a doubt, the third shot did not hit me.
Pictures taken at the time of the assassination confirm the eyewitness testimony, for they reveal that Governor Connolly reacted to the bullet considerably after President Kennedy did. 2 members of the commission seem to agree. Mr. Dulles. But you would then have the problem. You would think if Connolly had been hit at the same time, would have reacted in the same way, and not reacted much later, as these pictures show. Mr. McCloy, that is right. Mr. Dulles, because the wounds would have been inflicted. Mr. McCloy, that is what puzzles me. Mr. Dulles, that is what puzzles me. The commission countered with the news that Governor Connolly was merely struck a glancing blow to a rib, thereby explaining his delayed reaction. The hard evidence which conclusively demolishes the commission's case is that more grains of metal were found in one of the governor's wounds than were missing from this bullet. The commission's autopsy expert, Commander Humes, testified, "I do not understand how it could possibly have left fragments in the wrist. As to the fragments in the governor's thigh wound,